Queen Elizabeth was always marvelous with Prince Philip's mom Princess Alice, source says. Queen Elizabeth II was always marvelous with her mother-in-law Princess Alice. The monarch had been very nice to Prince Philip's mother, according to his cousin. Lady Pamela Hicks has a lot of fond memories of Her Majesty, including how she treated Princess Alice, and she shared it with her daughter India Hicks in a podcast on Tuesday. Princess Alice of Battenberg left Greece and lived with the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh in her final 2 years. According to Lady Pamela, who was Queen Elizabeth II's former lady-in-waiting, the reigning monarch treated her mother-in-law very well because she took responsibility when the late royal stayed with them. The Queen was always marvelous with Princess Alice, Lady Pamela said. Princess Alice was staying at Windsor and the Queen felt responsible. She added that Prince Charles' mother was very patient and kind to her mother-in-law even if the latter could be very sharp and difficult. "I remember, she was staying at Windsor and we were waiting to go in to lunch," Lady Pamela recalled. The equerry had come to collect her for lunch with the Queen. He was a new equerry, a young man of about 20, and thought he must entertain Princess Alice and talk to her. He unwisely said, "And what have you been doing this morning, ma'am?" To which Princess Alice replied, "And what has that got to do with you?" Lady Pamela also added that even if Prince Philip and Princess Alice were living under the same roof, the mother and son led very separate lives. Meanwhile, just recently, the 98-year-old royal broke his silence about the COVID-19 pandemic. Prince Philip, who is quarantining with Queen Elizabeth II in Windsor Castle, issued a statement on Instagram on Monday. In his short message, Prince Philip recognized the work of the frontliners. He made a special mention of those in the medical and scientific professions and those at the universities and research institutions. He also acknowledged the volunteers and those involved in the postal and delivery services and those ensuring the rubbish continues to be collected. First picture of Queen Elizabeth, just 13, and Prince Philip alone together. Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, 94 and 98, respectively, have been married for decades. Tonight, how they met was revealed in a TV documentary, Our Queen at War, on ITV. Experts on the program revealed how Prince Philip, who was 18 at the time, was asked to look after the Queen and Princess Margaret, who were very young at the time, at an event at the Royal Naval College in Dartmouth in July 1939. Young Princess Elizabeth was just 13. To entertain the two, Philip suggested they go and jump over the tennis nets on the court. The Queen's governess, Marion Crawford, who the princess called Groffy, was there looking out for the girls, the experts said, as they played with the prince. Elizabeth is thought to have marveled to her governess about how high Philip, who was in the Navy, could jump. After the play in the tennis courts, Philip suggested a game of croquet. It was during this game that a photographer took a picture of the pair, alone for the first time. Philip left a lasting impression on Elizabeth, potentially due to one touching stunt. As the royal party left the scene by boat, a legion of cadets rowed out to see them off as a mark of respect. An expert described, "The king happened to notice one boy rowing away. He said, 'Who's that bloody fool still rowing, go back,' and of course, it was Philip. The princess has never forgotten that." One said, "If you're wondering if romance was blossoming, almost everybody believed that was happening." Robert Lacey, a royal biographer, said, "Elizabeth, only 13, she meets the man with whom she fell in love with that day." Another added, "For the next 5 years, Princess Elizabeth kept a picture of Philip with a beard on her mantelpiece." Although they were in contact during the war, things became more serious when Prince Philip stayed in Windsor in December 1943. He came to watch the Queen as she played Aladdin in a pantomime, where the Queen was thrilled to see him in the audience. Robert Lacey said, "They'd be spotted out walking hand in hand, the moment someone was looking at them they separated." Queen Elizabeth's wedding to Prince Philip took place in 1947. Queen Elizabeth was a mere 21 when she married Philip at Westminster Abbey. Princess Elizabeth wore a dress, made with ration coupons, so soon was it after the Second World War. Her dress was created by Norman Hartnell, who also made clothing for Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother.